Hello everyone, welcome to UrbanPro Live Masterclass. We are here with yet another interesting and informative masterclass for you. This is Sinchana from UrbanPro team, your host for today. Before we proceed further, we would like to inform all the attendees and YouTube viewers that UrbanPro is India's largest and most trusted learning network with over 7.5 lakh tutors and trainers. Through UrbanPro, you can easily find highly skilled and trusted personal tutors and trainers for your learning requirements. Okay, so coming back to today's session, we are presenting an interactive live masterclass on how to communicate effectively with people. And before we kick start the presentation by our speaker, I would like to address our attendees and YouTube viewers that in case you have any questions during the presentation, please type them into the Q&A box on your Zoom control panel. Moving on, for those YouTube viewers, you can drop your questions on the chat box. And don't worry about your questions. We will bring them after the presentation as we will have time for questions at the end. So, all right, without further ado, let's welcome our speaker, Ms. Urmi. Urmi is an experienced, passionate, and trained life skills specialist and a communications trainer and coach with over 16 years of work experience. She conducts classes in communication skills and career counseling. Having great subject knowledge and experience, Urmi is popular among her students for her unique teaching skills. A warm welcome to you, Miss Urmi. We're thrilled to have you here. Over to you.
Thank you, Sinchana. Thank you, everyone. I am still waiting for everyone else to join in. Sinchana, let me know if I can start, or should we wait for a couple of more minutes?
I feel they've joined, most of them, and they're still joining.
Yeah, they're still joining. So let's wait for some more time.
Yeah,
I
two
suppose,
more minutes and then we can.
Yes. So while we are waiting for the others, for those of you who's already joined, a quick question to all of you, right? Let's see, are you a student or a working professional? Just be ready with your chat box, because throughout the session, I will be asking you a lot of questions and you have to kind of type in as many answers that you can on the chat box, right? I will turn on my video in some time when everyone joins in. Okay, so working professional, I have not turned on the video yet, Shivendra. I will do that in some time. Okay, you are a student, okay. We have working professionals and student, a mixed group. Okay, great. Thank you for the good response. Now, the next question goes to all of you again. What is your expectation from this course? To become a good speaker. Okay, thanks, Utkarsh. Fluent speaker in English, interview skills, fantastic. Very nice. Get confidence when talk to anyone in English. Very nice. Want more knowledge. Okay. Good. Divya, can you be a little more specific about want more knowledge? What kind of knowledge are you talking about? Is this on communication? Is this on speaking? Or what is it? One class is not enough. Absolutely, Shubhadev. Very good. Improve English for interview. Okay. Ideas, Rahul. Communication skills, interview. Okay, so we have a good batch here who are looking forward for an improved communication, clarity of thought, improve. Okay, improve in communication skills. Okay, great. Increase knowledge and communicate effectively. Okay. You want to get certificate, Pooja. Very nice. Okay. how to generate ideas. Okay, improve skills. Nisha, beautiful name, Nisha. Um, how to generate ideas. We will be talking about a practice session here. Um, that is when you can take those and you will be able to generate ideas if that's what your expectation is. Okay, reduce stage fear. Okay, Shubhadeep. But yes, again, one class is not enough for that. I completely agree with you. This is an ongoing process. Not being able, not able to communicate effectively. Okay. 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 Good, Shashwat. Thank you. Yes, let's start. I was just waiting for 50 people to come in. So we will start now. Okay. All right, Sinchana, can we start? If you're okay.
Sure, Urmi, you can go ahead. You can go ahead.
Okay. Just 1 minute. I'm just trying to turn on the camera here. Just 1 minute. I think there is some. Okay. Okay. I hope all of you can see me. Hello there. Yes, no. Hi. Good. Yes, great. Thank you, team. Okay, so a warm welcome to all of you. With Sinchana, your permission, I would like to start the session. And
Of course,
before
Urmi,
even
I
I
think we all can
start,
see you, and I think we can
yes,
go ahead. I think many of them are really waiting for the session to begin.
yes, yeah, right. Okay, so yes, before I start the session, I would really like to thank UrbanPro for bringing you and us together, the learners here, right? You wanted a communication session, and I also love to train. That's my passion. That's my profession. I've been doing it for the last 15, 16 years now, over 16 years actually. Um, and this is a fantastic platform to be in. Thank you, UrbanPro, for giving this opportunity to both the sides of it, right? So with that, let's start with our session today. The session is about communicating with confidence. Now, when I talk about communicating with confidence, I want to ask this question to all of you there. What is, or do you think there is a difference between speaking and communicating? Yes, no, maybe, yes, okay, very nice, yes, great, yes. So we all agree, right, that there is a difference between speaking and communicating. We will be talking about communicating. While yes, this is more to do with communicating or communicating in English, that's something we have to keep in mind. But the module that I have prepared, you can use this to learn any language for that matter and communicate in any language, right? I know 6 to 7 languages. I can say 6.5 maybe, but yes, I have learned all of them and I speak confidently in all these 6 languages. Um, now, although I am not uh, a fluent speaker, in it. Not that I know every word in those languages, but yes, when I speak, I can communicate with confidence in any language I speak. Okay, what are the languages? Okay, I speak Hindi, I speak English, I speak Nepali, I speak Marathi, I speak Telugu, I speak Bengali, I speak these languages. Okay, so um, so that's what it is. Whatever you speak, whatever language you speak in, the motive is to express your thoughts to someone else, right? And that expression of your feelings to someone else completely is communicating. Now, what happens is when we try to express our feelings, so when you're a student and you want to sit in an interview, maybe you know it all, but you're not sure how to express it or how to speak it out to the person, only because you feel that the other person sitting out there, and of course that happens most of the times, that they speak better English than you. You see the difference? Just because they speak better, that stops you from communicating with them. Did you see that? They have more speaking power, obviously, because they're more experienced, right? With their experience, they have gained that speaking power, that communicating power. But it stops you from communicating. That is something that you have to stop. This is the first tip of the day. Stop assuming things, and just because someone else is good, you cannot stop speaking or you cannot stop communicating. Okay, I'm lagging for communicate with others. So I will come to the chat box, and Sinchana, I'm sure you're also taking a look at the chat box. You please follow the chat box while I focus on the content here. Otherwise, I'll be a little,
Yes.
haywire. Yeah.
Yes, totally. And all the attendees, you can leave your questions in the chat box. And by the end of the session, we are going to bring them up. And
Yeah.
Urmi is going to answer all of you by the end of the
Yes. So what I'll do for now is just so that I can focus on the content, I will close my chat box, which means I will not be able to see what you're writing, right? So I will only open the chat box when I ask you questions. So please be ready to type. Okay. All right. So let me see. Let me quickly share the screen here. Okay, just a second. I'm trying to find the presentation. Okay. Okay. Do all of you see the screen? Sinchana, is the screen visible?
Yes, Urmi, perfectly.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So my name is Urmi. Sinchana has already introduced me. I have been in the training field for more than 16 years, and I do train on communication, public speaking, and career counseling as well. And the agenda for today's session is basically to help you understand how to practice. Before even you want to improve your communication, you have to work on it. But to work on it, you need to know how do you practice. Okay, giving yourself 1 hour a day doesn't work. It'll work for let's say a month or so, and then it'll just fade away. So I'll tell you a few things that you need to do to ensure that whatever you practice, you can implement them in your life. Okay, and you can actually improve your communication. The second thing, we will talk about the 5 elements of speaking. Okay, and then there's a bonus conversation wherein we will talk about how do you build up a conversation? How do you start? So when you get into the interview, what do you say? When you are talking to your friends, not friends, let's say to your strangers, to your clients, what do you start talking with in a meeting room? How do you do all of these, right? How do you start a conversation? We'll talk about that. And then we'll come to the FAQ section of it. Okay. So the next thing, first we'll talk about the practice session. So if you see here, I have 3 points mentioned, starting with why, visualize, and repeat. I'll tell you what, you want to improve your communication skills. Many of you have mentioned that you want to improve speaking, you want to improve your communication skills, you want to improve your confidence, you want to sit there in the interview room for 15 minutes and not be nervous, right? Those are your expectations out of this training, out of yourself. What I want you to do is take a pen and a paper, write down why do you want to improve your communication. That's very, very important. In fact, whatever, there was someone here who was asking about, who was in fact saying that she wants to generate ideas. Write on the paper what kind of ideas and why do you want to generate ideas. Okay. Why do you need to improve communication? Is it because everyone says it's important? Is it because your friends are better in communication? Is it because your colleagues speak better English than you? What is the reason? Okay. Or is it that you have to move out of the country and English will be your daily language? What is it? Find out the why. When you find out the why, so your motive is clear. When your motive is clear, you will be able to focus on that very well. Otherwise, what happens is giving yourself an hour, giving yourself 2 hours a day and starting to practice, what only happens is you start with a lot of interest, but after a couple of months, you lose that interest and the entire learning intention fades away because the why is not clear. I want you to start recognizing the why, identify the why within you, okay? Make a strong motive so that itself will be your motivation to practice. And now how do you practice? You will, after you've done the why exercise, you will start visualizing. Think about who you can be or you will be after you have improved your communication. What is it that when you talk about improved communication, when you talk about I want to speak like that person, beautiful English, beautiful words, I want to speak new words, I want to learn new vocabulary. If all of these are there in your head, I want you to visualize how would you look like when you can speak that with your beautiful vocabulary. How would you look like? How would you dress up? How would you speak? How confident will you be? Try doing that right now. Get into action, visualize yourself and look into the mirror and do what you see. Feel what you see, what you visualize, I mean. If you see yourself as a manager, be a manager today. If you visualize yourself to be the CEO of the company, start being the CEO of the house. Start with small bits. Start managing a team. If you are a student, start handling the juniors without bullying, of course, but start handling the juniors. Yeah, you need to start somewhere, right? And taking out 1 hour a day, 2 hours a day is not going to work, guys. In fact, to my students in the class, I always tell them that giving 1 hour a day will only last till the time I'm here with you. Once I'm gone, you will leave that. If you really want to improve your communication, you may want to practice that 1 hour, 2 hours, but I want you to practice it right here. If it's there in your thoughts, you will definitely improve. But if it's only there on the paper, you will not be able to improve. I hope I am making some sense. And after these two are done, I want you to repeat it every month, maybe every fortnight, as and when you feel there is a change in your visualization, as and when you feel there is a change in the why part of it, I want you to repeat this entire exercise. Okay, this is how you practice. You may want to practice with reading, with listening, speaking in English. Yes, all of these will work. And again, why am I not specifically talking about these? The reason is everyone has their own way of practicing and learning things. Everyone has their own learning curve. So if I tell you, I want you to learn English within 15 days, you may be able to do it. Your partner or anyone else who is there in the session today may not be able to do it. Everyone has their own learning curve. Everyone has their own curve of understanding. So it's very important that you find the way you want to practice, but the basic, the foundation of practicing should be these 3 points, right? Together with this, and when you do this, right, there is one more thing that helps you, which actually keeps you going. That is persistence. When your motive is clear, when you can visualize yourself with your dream role or the dream person, and you repeat it over and over, you are persistent, and you are persistently trying to improve your communication. This way, it is you have already built a strong foundation, which means even if you stop reading or speaking or listening in a month's time due to whatever commitments, you will again start that. And there's something that will be in your mind, which will continuously tell you, you know what, you need to start doing it. You know what, you need to start doing it. So that practicing will be there inbuilt in your subconscious mind. This is how you practice. I hope this is clear. Think about it, look at the screen, think about it while I quickly have a sip of water here. Think about it. Okay, I am moving ahead. The next one is the 5 elements of speaking. Okay, I'll show you the slide, but before that, let me tell you, this is very simple, right? The 5 elements of speaking are SPEAK, speak. And when you blend all these 5 elements together, you will be a different person. Okay? You need not think about being confident consciously. You need not be conscious about being confident, speaking confidently, improving your communication. Nothing. It is that simple. Just blend these 5 elements and you'll be good to go, right? Let's see what are the 5 elements, and they are this. S for self-confidence, P for passion, E for energy, A for attitude, K for knowledge. Okay, now the question you'll ask is, Urmi, we know these, but how do we do this, right? How do you build up self-confidence? We will talk about all these 5 elements right now. How do you build it up? So first, okay, before that, you need to understand one thing, right? The life circle of communication is basically called the golden circle, which revolves around why, how, and what. You have spoken or you have written down in the pen and paper about why you want to improve. We spoke about it a little while earlier. So once you are ready with the why, now you will have to start with how. So how would you improve, or how would you improve your self-confidence for whatever the reason you have mentioned? Now, self-confidence is something that cannot be taught to you theoretically. It has to come from within. But how does it come? You want to be confident, but you cannot be confident. What is it that is stopping you? Think about it, guys. A lot of times, I mean, in the training class, now it's just an hour session, and like Shubhadeep said, 1 hour is not enough. So I do talk about a lot of details about, how to improve your self-confidence and how to build up your passion and all of that. We discussed each of it for a week's time, literally. But here, since it's an hour, I'll quickly tell you a few tips about how you can improve your self-confidence. The first thing is persistence. In the previous slide, we spoke about when you have the why in place, you are persistent, right? When you are persistent enough, it helps you prepare in your mind. And once your mind is ready for it, you can actually go and speak up, be it in front of 500 people, be it in front of 50 people, or be it 5. It should not matter to you. Okay, there are a lot of activities you can do. Whatever activity you want to choose, you can. There is this mirror exercise, there are the topic exercises. I usually do the name exercise. I exercise with my learners. I also do a lot of other exercises, right? For now, I'll give you a quick and simple and fun to do activity. Okay, close your eyes and take 3 rounds. Stop, just anywhere you stop. Open your eyes. Whatever you see, the first thing that comes to your eyes, you have to talk about it for 2 minutes. Try doing that. It will sound very, very lame when you start with, but over time, you will realize you have an improved fluency. And together with fluency, your confidence levels are boosted up, because now you are preparing yourself to speak on any topic that is given to you. So anyone wakes you up at 3 a.m. in the morning and talks about and asks you about politics, you can talk about that, even if you have nothing that you know about it. It is that powerful. Try doing that at home. This is one tip that I'm giving you today. Apart from this, I think, yeah, persistence, that works. Mirror exercises will work. Then comes your passion. As a child, you have had many things that you like, right? You liked cricket, dancing, karate, taekwondo, many things. You name it, violin, guitar. And you tend to feel that everything that you do is your passion. With time, when you grow up, okay, all of these kind of take the secondary place. And what becomes primary is attending any interview that you can. Wherever you apply, you can apply anywhere, and wherever you get a job, you just get in. And then your priorities will change, your responsibilities will change, things, life changes. Your hobbies, the passion that you were talking about, end up being only your hobby, which are left in some corner of the room. But what happens is, out of that, or after working for 10-15 years, you suddenly realize you have everything that you need. You're still not happy, because you either are not doing something that you like, or you are not able to still figure out what is your passion. Now, I wanted to be a pilot when I was young, but when I grew up, I realized I wanted to be a pilot only because I liked the uniform they wore. That's not something I would really like to do. I found my passion in training years ago, and this is how it is now. Okay, so here I am training, and I am happy about my work. I love to train. So find your passion. There's a lot that I can speak on passion, but that's maybe in a different masterclass, or in our classes, training classes, we'll talk about it. Energy, very important. Energy will come when you have confidence, will come when you are interested in speaking about it. Energy will come to you when you are focused in the content and you are also prepared health-wise and mentally. So your authentic presence is really required. Physical presence, mental or emotional presence is required. You may have had a bad day before, or you may be tensed or worried about something that's going on at work or family or college. But when you come to speak in the meeting or whatever the communication or public speaking or whatever, wherever you are, right? You need to ensure you have that change of state and you are emotionally focused on the session at that time. And your energy is automatically built up then. Attitude, very important. You need to keep the right attitude. For those of you who are sitting for an interview, understand this. You are not going there to beg for a job. Neither are you going there to demand for a job. You need to explain or express it to them with your attitude that I am confident that I will be able to do what is given to me on the table. If I cannot do, I am sure I will be able to learn and come back to you. That is the attitude you should have, right? And that builds up your confidence as well, and the knowledge, of course. Please do not go for an interview without knowing what the subject is all about, what the job description is all about. And whenever you speak in public, it is important that you know the topic, you know the subject, okay? So now, we have these 5 things here. I want you to imagine or visualize these 5 things. How does it happen how is it when you blend it? So you have the knowledge, you have the attitude because you know it, and you have all the energy to speak because it is your passion. And when all 4 are combined, you definitely will have your self-confidence. Now, all 5, when this is combined together, what other challenges could you have in speaking with confidence? You get my point? So it is very important. Guys, if you are able to understand, please say yes, no. If I'm going very fast, please say yes, no. Okay, few people have raised their hands. I'll come to you after this section. Okay. Great. Okay. So 5 elements when combined gives you the power to communicate with confidence. So when you speak with confidence, with passion, with energy, with attitude, and your knowledge, there's no one or no other power that can stop you from communicating with confidence. Is that clear, guys? Now we'll move to the next set, which is a little different. It is about how to start up a conversation. Okay. Now that you know how to speak, we've spoken about the 5 elements of speaking. This is how you can start up a conversation. 5 different points, but you can definitely have many more of them. But these are the 5 things to start with. Okay. First, greetings. When you enter a room for an interview or for the meeting, for that matter, what you can do is start, rather than saying hi, you can also say, hello there, how are you? How has the day been? Oh, it's great to see you. You know, sentences like this. Start building up the conversation like this. Okay, there are many other words like, oh, good morning, it was fantastic to see you. Okay, and add that with some appreciation, which you see in the second point, appreciation. Hey, good morning, how are you? I'm good, thank you. Great, it's nice to see you. In fact, you know what? I was just going through the presentation that you made yesterday. It is fantastic. I really loved it. I must appreciate your dedication and focus on the presentation you have given. What are we doing? We are only starting up a conversation. You are asking about, you are just kind of greeting someone, appreciating the person, and that in turn, indirectly, is asking the person about, about some topic. That's how he starts. That's how he starts to talk. And there is one point called curiosity here. You can also add up on that, right? That how did you make it? Where did you do the research from? And then the person starts talking. So this is how you build up your conversation. There is something called situational. This can happen anywhere. You're sitting in the canteen and joined a table of some strangers, sharing the table with them. It could be in the bus, on the flight. It could be in the office with your clients, or anywhere. Okay, maybe an interview for that matter. So when there's someone or some people who are sitting in front of you and everyone's kind of quiet and they are not very sure about what to talk, no one is confident, let's say, you can always start saying, well, what is the meeting all about? Does anybody know? What is the agenda of the meeting? Or, hey, how's the food here? What is the food like? What else do they have in the store? You can start that up, right? And of course, the fifth one is common factors. When you have something common in between 2-3 people, there is a trust factor that builds up. Now, in the coronavirus situation, if there's someone who's upset because his family member had coronavirus, I think, you can always try and understand their feelings if you had coronavirus too. Or if your family member or relatives had it, you can always say that, right? Oh, I completely understand. I have gone through that phase and I have come out of it very well. So I'm sure your family member will also come out through it. Don't worry about it. She'll be absolutely fine. Yeah. So these are a few ways you can improve. And number 2, increase. But what I'm majorly trying to get at is when I talk about starting a conversation, I mean, it is for you to take action. If you want to improve your communication skills, you need to start taking action from right now. So when you start speaking, the next time you speak after this session, I want you to combine those 5 elements and speak to anyone, to your family members, to your friends, your colleagues, whoever you want to speak to. Okay, even if you want to call me and talk, ensure you have the 5 elements ready with you, prepared within you, right? I will be thankful and I'll be really, really happy if you call me with all the elements combined and you can tell me that, yes, Urmi, I did find some value from the course. Okay, so that's about starting a conversation. I was just going through the chat box and I see a couple of you have asked about introduction. Well, yes, there is a different session that I do. So in the career counseling sessions that I do, we talk about introducing yourself. And also we talk about your CV and your networking and interviews. We talk about that separately. But now, since you have asked, I'll quickly say it. There are a few questions, okay? Take a pen and paper and write these questions. Who am I? I mean, you. Who are you? What do you do? What do you, where are you now? And where do you want to be? Take these 4 questions. Who are you? What do you do? Where are you now? And where do you want to be? Who are you is not about your name and or I'm a boy or I'm a girl. No, It's about introducing yourself, maybe you, your education, your profession, your family, or your city you're from. What do you do? You're student, graduating, you're a working professional, working in so and so company for since so many years or so many months. Okay, where are you now? Right now, what are the skills that you hold? What is it that you are good at? What are the areas of improvement that you have? All of these. Okay, and where do you want to be? Where do you see yourself? I don't want any designation, I don't want any roles that is required. Where do you see yourself? When you talk about improving your communication, sitting for an interview, you want to be a data scientist. Okay, what with data scientist? What if you get the job of data scientist? What would you do next? What is your end game that you have planned for? You cannot ask these to your parents, your family, your relatives, your friends, because none of them will have the right answer. Everyone will have an answer which is from their perspective. I want you to write these answers from your perspective. Try to redefine yourself with what you think or believe you are. Once these questions are ready, you will have a strong faith and belief in yourself. And when you believe in yourself, the world will believe in you. And of course, these communication and the elements of communication all will come in place together. And when these questions are answered, and when you have a belief in yourself, you will have a defined or redefined version of self-introduction. Okay, so okay, the questions. Okay, who are you? What do you do? Where are you now? Where do you want to be? How to tackle questions in the interview? Utkarsh, I would love to answer your questions, but point is, this is more of communicating with confidence related question session. I might do another masterclass, I'm not sure, but in my career counseling sessions, I will help you with all of these questions, difficult questions like technical ones, psychometric tests, or general questions, salary negotiations, and all of that. We'll talk about that, okay, in the career counseling sessions, please. Okay. Okay, that's it from my end. Let me see if I forgot something to speak. Okay, no, that's it. Any questions? I am open to questions now. And Sinchana, are you there?
Yeah, hi Urmi.
Yeah, hi.
So if you have any questions, guys, please post your questions in the Q&A box. So as we have reached at the end of the session, I would like to inform you all that this session has been recorded and it will be available on UrbanPro YouTube channel in case you want to access to the recording one more time. So in the meantime, you can post your questions.
Sinchana, will this recording be available on my profile in UrbanPro?
It will be available and
sure.
The recording will be shared with the attendees as well.
That's great. So they can also keep, kind of revise. Okay. Storytelling, Manish, nice to know you're a storyteller. Again, that's a different part because there's it's a dynamic field, right? And there are many things that we can talk about storytelling. I would love to connect with you separately of this. I hope this session was valuable and you found some value. Again, this is not a theoretical training session, guys. I wanted you to understand the concept so that, any theory that you learn after this would be easy for you. And for any place where you are stuck in terms of your career counseling and communication, I'm there for you. Feel free to connect with me. You can find my profile on UrbanPro. Thank you, Pooja. Subtitle films. Subtitles are not really correct in terms of grammar. Kanmani, I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing it correct. Okay. Interviews, let's take it in a different session, dear, because this is not about interviews in here. I faced issues while talking to everyone as I got rejections a lot in interview. So Quinder, more than training or communication training, I think you need some counseling or coaching sessions. You can definitely connect with me for coaching sessions on interviews, and I also can help you. Let's see how much I can help you get the job, or we have to discuss it in detail. Can you show the first slide? Okay. This one? This one? Which one is it, Arun? I'm sorry. Next. Okay, next. This one? Next. Okay, this one? Next. Okay, this one? Okay, this one. Any other questions, guys? Interviews. A lot of you are asking about interviews. Keep a watch here. Shinchana, then let's do one thing. Let's plan for a career counseling masterclass as well. And all of you can always connect with me before that. I will not be doing it in the next 15 days, that's for sure. I'm completely tied up. After that, I'll do a masterclass on career counseling. All of you can just keep a track of it and register yourselves.
Sure. So, okay, you can put up your questions here
in English. So
in
how?
Chat.
Yeah, I'm a beginner in English. So how this will help me? You're a beginner in English. How this will help me? Chirag, I want you to first figure out, when you say beginner in English, it's for what? Is it about speaking or writing, or what is it? Number one. And number two, what is your implementation strategy? How do you want to implement it, or why do you want to learn English in the first place? There are many people on earth who do not know English and they're happy about it. If you want to learn English, what is it that motivates you, and what is it that you're being pushed for? Is it a job? Is it an interview? Is it career? Is it going out of the country? What is it? Once you do that, you'll have to plan it ahead accordingly. Mirror and topic play to enhance my skills. Sukhvinder, thank you. You can also do this, Sukhvinder, if you find the mirror or the topic and all a little difficult, you don't know what to talk about, take a pen and paper, write down, think about it, write down 20 topics and kind of scroll down your finger, close your eyes and scroll your finger, and suddenly stop, open your eyes and see whatever topic that comes on that line, you can speak about it. Closing of an interview. Kranti, closing of an interview. Closing of an interview could be many, dear. It could be salary negotiation, it could be feedback session, it could be, so I'm not really sure what you're asking. Let's connect separately on the interviews. How to communicate frequently with another. Communicate frequently, Ritika? Ritika, could you reframe the question? Communicate frequently. Is that the question? Ritika, could you reframe? Pushpa, how much time should I practice of English to become fluent? Very nice. Pushpa, like I mentioned, the practice shouldn't be on pen and paper or by time. The practice should be here. Okay. Whatever you do, find a way of improving your communication in that. When you're talking to your mother at home, talking to your parents, come back and see, was there a better way that you could have communicated? If you, or the next question, if you are speaking in your own mother tongue this way, how would you say the same thing in English? Would that be better? Try doing that in English and see how does it result in, okay? Try doing that. Put everything in practice. Don't limit yourselves to time. You will not be able to do it, okay? Without stucking, how can I speak? Okay, how do you speak fluently is the question, okay? Do the topic exercise, Pooja. I want you to do the topic exercise. Speak about anything at random. Start doing that. That's the best thing you can do to start with, right? For the beginners also, it is the best thing. What is a Q&A box is my doubt only. Surbi, thank you. Sinjana, that's your question. So basically with the chat, you also find a Q&A section here. I'm not sure if you are able to see it or not.
Yeah, actually it's not there today.
Okay.
So you can post your questions in chat only.
Okay, how to communicate freely with another person? Freely, okay, Ritika, that was the question. So Ritika, first of all, you need to understand who are you talking to, the audience, and the motive of the discussion. If it is professional, and if you're not very fluent in speaking English, I want you to limit your discussion to the data, to graphs that you can show, and so on, wherein you have limited general English and more of technical English that you want to speak. Many of you speak good technical, whatever, conversation, but cannot speak in general. Do that. Otherwise, I think speaking freely, the first thing that you have to do is start speaking. You will stop, and nothing in life comes easy, right? So if you really want to succeed, start now. Like I said, I know these 6 languages, and I did not take courses to do this. What I did is I started speaking. When people, okay, so this might help you guys, okay? When I learned a language, let's say Telugu, when I learned Telugu, when I started speaking in Telugu, people made fun of me that, oh my God, look at you, you're speaking, that's so cute. Your Telugu is so cute and sweet and all of that. And they started laughing. I said, okay, fine. I am speaking in your language for you to understand, not for myself. Now, if you have a problem with that, you better come and speak my language or deal with it. Okay, I had no other option. I had to take it that way. And that is how I started learning. And that is how I learned Telugu as well. Same goes with Marathi. How to use good vocab while speaking. You know, Kranti, this is a good question, Kranti. Many of you feel having a good vocabulary means good communication. That's not true. Now, in this 1 hour presentation that I'm here with you, how many times have I used difficult words or new words? I use simple words so that I can communicate with you freely. It is not very easy to use difficult words. If you really want to have a good vocabulary, start reading and listening, reading and listening, reading aloud, listening to English aloud. Your subconscious mind will capture the words and keep it in the brain. When you start speaking, the demand of the words, the vocabulary will increase, and that is when the subconscious mind will start supplying you with the words, when you know the ones that it has captured during reading. That's how it works. But again, limit yourself to simple English, please, because that way you will be able to communicate well. You may speak very well with good vocabulary, but you will not be able to communicate well, because big words need big sentences, which means if you are using a heavy word in a sentence, the entire sentence has to be heavy, and only then it will match. And another thing, not every word can be used everywhere. So even if you know the meaning of it, you need to know where it can be used. That's very important. Okay. Subconscious mind always ditch. Arun, best way to keep subconscious mind under control is by repetition, and you have to practice and repetition. Your subconscious mind will have no other option but to listen to you. If I don't know the language of another person in an interview or a session or a class, then what to do? Oh, thank you for joining in this session, Ms. Sharma. However, I really do not understand the language you are talking in. Is there a common language we can speak in? Or can we get a translator? Is it fine if I drop in an email to you with whatever I had to speak? That's the answer to your question, Ritika. Kanmani, salary negotiation related questions asked means how to say for interviewer. Interview questions, Kanmani, can we take it later? Thank you. If there is nobody to talk in English, then how can I practice on my own? Very good. Thank you, Pushpa. I forgot this point. If there's nobody to talk in English, Pushpa, it's absolutely fine. You have to practice in the mind. Okay? Whatever you do, for example, thoughts like, oh, it's a Saturday evening. Pushpa, if you understand Hindi, आज Saturday evening है, मैं बाजार जाती हूँ. You know, you think these things in the mind, right? चलो मैं बाजार जाती हूँ, नए friends से मिलके आती हूँ. You would not say that. You would think in English, oh, it's a Saturday evening. Let me go out with friends. And on my way home, I can always get some veggies for the house and maybe also watch a movie tonight. Start thinking in English. Very important, because just because you do not have someone to talk to doesn't mean you cannot speak in English. Fortunately or unfortunately, I am the only person in the entire family of over 50. I'm the only one who speaks in English. Okay. You know what? I really am happy and I take pride in it. But yes, today, whatever I speak is because of my parents. They always wanted to speak in English and they wanted to see me speaking with them. So speaking with them in English and speaking the way they wanted to be. They visualized me, and that is where I stand today. Okay. Just because your family doesn't know, just because your friends make fun of you when you speak in English doesn't mean you will stop. You need to know why. Start with why do you want to learn? The end goal will definitely be there. Okay. Thanks, Pushpa. How much time it will take to be an outstanding English speaker? It will take a minute, Rahul. Just start. Act like, you know, you are speaking or you are presenting, and act like being confident. Give an outstanding expression and speech. You have already been that. Okay. Ritika, ma'am, you're so sweet. Thanks a lot for this live. Thank you, Ritika. Thank you. You're sweet as well. Thank you for the nice comments. How to choose a career. What is this? 4 questions, Pooja. How to choose a career. Okay. How to choose a career. Start with why. Move to how. And then go to what? The golden circle. Why do you... So take up 3 roles. Again, we'll do this in the career section. Career counseling sessions. Take up 3-4 roles you're interested in. Find out, do a back calculation and see what works best for you. I like a session a lot, ma'am. Thank you, Pooja. Thank you. Any other questions? Anyone? Did I miss out on any question, Sinchana? I'm sorry.
Not really, Umi. Actually, we've answered most of the questions, and yeah, like we've taken most of their questions, and they were also quite interactive. So
yes, a very good batch, I must say.
Yes, definitely. So I hope we've answered all your questions. Yes.
Arun, my number will be there in UrbanPro, so you can always check my profile on UrbanPro and contact me through that itself. Isn't it, Shinchana? Okay, she's also placed a demo. Okay,
yes,
great.
I will be also sharing the link to Urmi's profile, so you know you can have a look at it.
Yes. Yeah. Surbhi, you had a doubt? Quickly, I think we are closing now. Oh, ma'am, I have a doubt. Okay. Okay, while Surbhi writes the question, guys, I'm really thankful that you have been very interactive, and it made a lot easy for me to discuss, because it's really difficult when you have to look at the webcam and talk without seeing anyone in front of you. It's a little weird, but yes, when I can see the chat box and continuous responses, that's really great to hear. Great to see. How can I get certificate, ma'am? Pooja, let's connect separately on this. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. I hope we've answered most of your questions, if not all of them.
Yeah.
So due to, like, it was a really, very interactive and an amazing session. But due to time constraint, we need to wrap our session for today as of now.
Yes.
So, as we have reached to the end of the session, I would like to inform you that this session has been recorded and it will be available on UrbanPro's YouTube channel in case you want to access the recording one more time. And to connect with our speaker, book a free demo by clicking on the link shared in the chat box or in the description. I have linked it in the chat box for Zoom audience, and also it's there in the description for YouTube audience. So you can click on the link and connect with Urmi. Also, to get regular updates on interactive live masterclass and informative lesson videos, do subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also, your feedback is valuable for us. It will really help us improve
Yes.
and bring masterclass topics of your choice. So do not forget to fill up the form post session. Before we take a leave, I would like to thank our speaker Urmi again for this amazing interactive session and also for investing her valuable time, and also for all our attendees for being such wonderful audience, for being so interactive and lively. So
Absolutely.
thank you so much and stay tuned everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Shinjana. Thank you, everyone. Good day to you. Bye-bye.